Hey guys, it's Matt Does Games here. I'm back with yet another video. You guessed it, WARNO. So the plan of this is I'm going to go through these new divisions, and then I think I'm going to play a game and just kind of have some fun with it and see how it goes. So let's go through it. So let's look at the 5th division, 5th Panzer Division. So the way this works is Eugen made a kind of a war-torn German division. So there's German divisions for the PAC side, the Russians essentially, and then there's German divisions for the NATO side. So kind of interesting. You get to play all the best of both worlds kind of thing. But let's jump into the logistics side. So here, I'm not even going to try and pronounce these. Iltis Vergenst. This is just your kind of your normal command unit Jeep. The speed 99 kilometers an hour. This guy, kind of similar as well. Got some armor. So it probably, if I had to use any command since they're the same price, I mean, you might as well just use this guy. Like, there's really no reason, unless I don't ever anticipate ever, like, trying to rush this dude, into battle. I think that would be kind of silly. And then we have some logistics, pretty cheap, 15, but once again, can't really trust this guy to be in the front lines. I would probably put this dude with some artillery. Let's see what their supply's at. They don't have a whole lot of supply, only 500. This one does the same at 500 supply, and it even goes faster. So you probably want to use this thing entirely. And it's got a little shovel. Isn't that nice? Same thing, pretty normal armor, just a little bit better. And then we got this big boy. Oh, let me showcase this more for you guys. So this is kind of how it looks. Pretty nice model. And then this thing has a -1 on the top, and this one has a +1. So pretty much the same. You just don't want to be hit from the top. And it does have excellent unit quality with 1750 supply. And it goes pretty fast at 90 kilometers an hour. Onto the infantry. Let's see how these guys look. So this is a command unit. Looks like it's mediocre, but pretty good stealth. They do have a pretty useful anti-tank rocket with 16 penetration. If I had to go off my memory, I don't think the other units have that. They use the really cool G3A4. Pretty cool looking units too. And it's only a 4-man squad, which is pretty normal. And then they're put at a mediocre rating, but as you can see, they have some pretty good anti-rocket launchers, so if they're in a pinch, you might be able to get out of that. Now look at this bad boy. We got an MG3. We've already kind of seen some of these units, these Jaegers. This is pretty normal, but it looks like it's an 11-man squad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, with one leading MG3 unit. Still don't think those are going to really beat some of our already in place American units that have 3, like M249s, I think. It's going to be kind of difficult to top that. But they are a good quality, and they do have a Panzerfaust at 14 penetration. Their accuracy is pretty good as well, and they do have good stealth, so not terrible. Oh, this is another command unit. They use Uzis, so their range is probably going to be significantly worse. Like 300 meters worse. Around the same thing in pretty much everything. Then they also have the same type of rocket launcher, but they do have one more additional unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more additional person. And let's look at their rate of fire is going to be higher, I would imagine. Rate of fire is 200 here, 600. So they'll be able to shoot faster. I don't ever anticipate ever really using these guys, to be honest, but you never know. Alright, these dudes, infantry, they use satchel charges. That's kind of dangerous because you got to get close to the tanks to even do anything. And I hope that you can blow them up, but, that's up to you. They are a good unit quality, pretty large unit too. 11 guys. Let's take a closer look. I like the helmet. It's nice looking. Pretty cool. And now this freaking flamethrower that goes 530 meters. Where's the flamethrower? I want to see where is it anywhere here? Don't even see it. It's like a hand flamethrower. It looks like they all do Uzis, so there's 10 Uzis. And then they pull out a freaking flamethrower and just burn people down. Another good unit, so could be fun. These guys look like they're pretty tough. They got a penetration 13 anti-rocket with another MG3 as well, so they can put on some rate of fire, 600 rate of fire. And they're another good unit. Target range 885. It's all around. And look at that, look at all those mustaches. These guys don't mess around with the mustaches. Beautiful. Another command unit. Look at this. Holy crap. Alright, I gotta remember this, guys. These dudes have anti-air. Is that anti-air? Yeah, surface-to-air missile. And they have anti-tank. What? That is really useful. I would highly recommend these guys. Put these command units kind of in the middle. Any planes go flying over, you have the command unit also shoot down air. Man, you can also have another anti-air next to them. You guys could do complete area denial. Pretty good range, too. 2,297 meters on that. I mean, that's pretty solid, honestly. They have 4, so you'd want to have a logistics person next to them. But yeah, highly recommend this, dude. Look at that. That is really cool. Nice. Gonna have to remember that. Another this is just a mediocre unit, kind of smaller, but also cheaper. So these are kind of your cannon fodder units, very similar to the more expensive ones above. These units are cheap though, so you could have like a lot of cannon fodder type units here because of how cheap they are. Like they don't cost like anything, so that's pretty good. Really cheap unit, really poor. These guys are not going to do a lot. They have good stealth. With these dudes, what I would do, I'd probably actually put these guys in my deck, because then I would just get like 5 of them and then just have them walk all the way around and do a flank and just see if that works, but can't really promise that. This one looks kind of cool. G3A4s, pretty good stealth, not bad range. What's the range on these? Terrible. Not terrible. And, you know, pretty large unit, so it'd take them a while to get wiped. And then, looks like this is just a transport, so nothing too crazy there. And just another transport. On to Artie. So this is cool. This is a multiple rocket launcher, kind of similar to an MLRS, kind of like this one, but different, just a little different looking. Does penetration of 9, and they have 36, and it comes with MG3, so it can actually protect itself against infantry, which, you know, that's pretty useful. 35,000 meters in range. That's pretty, I guess, good. I'm not really sure. Really expensive supply cost. Really expensive supply cost. And they have bad optics, bad stealth, but I mean, you kind of select where you want them to shoot anyways. And then very similar to the MLRS, this is excellent. So highly recommend. Very same cost, so it's kind of up to you. I'm not really sure what the US one compares to, but these do have 12 and 26, and they can shoot pretty far. But I'm not too sure. If I had to compare, I'd probably stick with the American ones just off of guessing. These look pretty familiar, but man, they look sexy though. Look at that barrel. That's a nice looking barrel. Unit quality good. They also have an MG3 to protect them, which is pretty neat. I'm like, do the Americans have that? This thing, oh my gosh, look how cool that looks. Oh, that's awesome. That is pretty neat. Really slow rate of fire, I mean, which makes sense. But man, look at that sucker. Very low supply cost. I don't know if that's like bad because it's red, I don't know. I'm kind of a noob. And then just your normal mortar. It does also look like it has a machine gun, but it doesn't give you an option that it looks like it can even be used, which is kind of weird. But it does have an excellent, so if you use mortars, probably use this German one, if that'd be my guess. Now let's get into the tanks. And this is exciting. Looks like we have a new command tank, which is the Leopard 1A5FUH. And then this thing's got 15 penetration, so not terrible. It also does have an MG3, which is cool. Pretty good accuracy, and I do like the coating on it. That's pretty neat looking, actually. Let's go through to this guy. Similar to the other one, but significantly cheaper. So if you have a tank division, you could have some pretty cheap tanks. That could be helpful, because looking at the range of these things, I mean, looking at this, I mean, if I just look at this, the armor is the same. Range, it all looks like it's the same. The only thing that's different is this one has more fuel. So you could probably just put some of these in for cheap and have them paired with one of these guys. Like, I would get like 2 of these dudes and 1 of these guys and have them work together. Another Leopard, but this one is an excellent one. It has significantly more armor. Oh my gosh, like almost double, more than double. Really good penetration at 19. Same, a little bit better accuracy. Doesn't have the greatest of stealth, obviously, because it's a tank. And its optics are normal. and this is another command unit. This is the unit you want to send to the front lines. If you're going to do a command unit like this, probably send it into the middle area. You don't want to really send this one to the front because it's just going to get wrecked because it has no armor. And then here, this thing's pretty sexy looking. Kind of looks like an Abrams. This is the another version of Leopard, and it's a 2A3, and it's excellent. So very similar to the other expensive Abrams, but it's actually more expensive. So you kind of have to decide how you want to go about it. It looks like all the ranges are the same, which makes sense because they're all, you know, all the same type of tank. A Leopard. Oh, this one's cool. So this one does a ground-to-ground missile and has a Saklos, and it has 20 of them. So it can, you know, it can last a while and shoot for a long time, but it has very bad armor. So if you're going to do an anti-tank with this Jaguar, you got to make sure you go to the sides. Never put this guy to the front. He's going to die instantly. Same with these dudes. So, and he has toes. So these things are really powerful. Not really sure about this one, but I know these things do damage. But with these guys, never send them to the front lines. Send them through the trees. Have them attack from the side where if you know where the guys are. Oh, that thing is cool looking though. This thing's really neat. Just another Leopard. A little lower on range as well. And this thing looks like it's straight out of World War II. Look at that. That looks so good. Oh my gosh. Terrible armor. I would only use this on infantry, if that. I don't even know if I'd ever even use this one, but man, it's sexy looking though. And it's only 40. Okay. It's only 40. You know, you can't really expect it to be that good. And this is an infantry fighting vehicle. So this actually might be good. So what you could do is you call some infantry and you send this guy with him as a little helper to kind of like, you know, take some of the brunt of the force. Look at this guy. Another, looks like they have a good amount of infantry fighting vehicles, which is kind of what I thought the USA was missing slightly. But I also play off the infantry deck, so what do I know? Similar here as well. Excellent unit here. Okay, so this one's excellent, and it's only 5 more. So you probably want to use the A3. Has better armor, accuracy. It's pretty much all of that is the same. It just has better armor. So can't really see if there's any difference. There's not. Mediocre optics, so you want to have make sure you have some sort of recon with it. This thing's pretty cool. So it's infantry, but it also has just 5, where it can protect itself just a little bit more against some tanks. So you could do like, hey, let's get one of these guys and one of these guys, have them kind of work together, potentially. You know, that's up to you. But man, it's pretty cool looking. And then just a transport. Good old transport with an MG3. Use that to however you like. This thing looked really cool. Another transport, MG3. Very neat. Let's go to Recon. Wow, so this is kind of like the Bradley, you know, the Bradley Recon. Pretty good, good optics. You know, it's a poor level. Let's see. So pretty good range, 1000. Has 2 penetration. So you can do some damage if you get it on a side shot. Look at this. Oh man. That thing looks ridiculous. I would use this just for the memes. Very good optics. Really cool looking model here though. Wow. That's awesome. And then you have these guys. Highly recommend these type of dudes. They're pretty good. And there's Green Man. The heck is that? I gotta look at that. They got Panzerfaust MG3. They're a good recon unit and they're not expensive. So these guys can probably stay on their own, hide them in some bushes or in a building. And they have very good and exceptional stealth, so they're going to be very hard to find. Definitely. And then this recon unit, 11-man recon unit with exceptional stealth. This is in 6 Panzerfaust. This is the unit to use on your recon. Large recon unit, can protect themselves, and they have really good stealth, so they can capture people off guard. Not really sure what happened with this dude, or what his story is, but he's fighting for our country, and I respect him. They have sapphire charges as well. They do have exceptional stealth, so if you want to do some like funny tactics and blow up a tank by sneaking up to it, by all means. Ignore these guys. They are horrendous. Don't even try and mess with them. I wouldn't even, like, no, don't. Did we finally get some good air defense in NATO? Let's find out. So this one says good. Mediocre optics, so that's not too promising. We have an excellent here, guys. This is your anti-air. I think this might be mediocre optics, 65% accuracy, better range. and 12 Poland things, whatever that is, rolling. And yeah, so they have mediocre optics. So, and these guys are poor, but man, they look cool. Take a look at the units. Not bad, not bad. All right, and now we're going into the helicopters. I don't anticipate them to have very good helicopters. They do not. So this is 22 penetration, so it's not bad. It's anti-tank. You know, this you gotta be tricky though. It has horrible armor, so if it ever gets hit, it's probably gonna be a one-shot, one hit type of thing. But they're not expensive, so if you need more helicopters and you want to, do quantity over quality, I suggest that. Kind of the same thing here. It looks like they just have a little bit more penetration. They're slightly more expensive, and they use a different type of round, but everything else, they're more accurate. So for 15 points, I'd probably go with them for more accuracy. Then this is just a transport helicopter. I'm assuming you can probably put infantry in here, which is pretty cool, so you can do more like infantry rushes. And now let's see what type of jets they have. So we have a support jet. It's another poor quality. Very good agility though, so these things are cheap, but they have very good agility, so they will be able to dodge some of Russia's crazy anti-air. Cool looking air defense. Very interesting style of a jet. Normal agility, air optics are good. And they have a Vulcan, and they do have some air-to-air missiles. Still not going to ever be anywhere close to America's Falcon. So I wouldn't recommend that. I'm not sure how this guy's sniffing here, but he's just that good. You gotta have him in here, right? I don't know, is this dude new? The 16 Seed? I mean, just a beautiful looking jet. Excellent quality, good agility, good air optics. They got air-to-air, they got anti-radiation missile as well. Just an absolute beast. Then you have another anti-air. It's mediocre, so you could give it a go. Good agility. They do have the air-to-air missile. Got a cool little mouth thing going on. And this is an anti-tank plane. That's cool. So this could be useful as well against those T-80s. Send out one of these guys, and then send out a cheap AA to fly aside him, and then maybe that can help. They have good optics, good agility, good air optics. You just gotta be careful with the anti-air, because if they have anti-air, that thing's gonna get wrecked. Excellent. I think I played with one of these before. But yeah, these guys are really, really good. Look at that. They have super good accuracy, 98% accuracy on their unguided bombs. So if you do a fire at position, they're not gonna miss. I use these on, I literally buy these things, and then I use them on artillery, because I know I'm going to get them. And we have another cluster. Sorry, should showcase these a little bit more. And we have another cluster. Look, oh dude, this thing is pure sexy. Just pure sex. Even has a little fuel rod, I think that's what that is. Or I'm like totally wrong. I don't know what that is. Whoops. Exceptional air optics, so it can see very, very well, which is good. Good agility. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of air divisions now, because there's so many airplanes now. You can have a lot of fun with that. Let's see. Yeah, penetration 9, as it was the cluster at. Oh, this is the cluster. Let's look at the HE. Penetration 1. Doesn't really say here. Then we have the tornado. This is cool, because I remember playing on Wargame, and we had tornadoes. And so this is pretty neat. Exceptional air optics. Good agility. Looking schmexy as ever. And this is your HE, so use this on infantry. And then we have another support. Whoa, that thing looks cool. So this is a bomblet, so it probably just pops off a lot of bombs. Oh, that's neat. Gotta have to try that out. Excellent air optics too. Very cool indeed. So that is the NATO side of things. Let's go over to the other side, the 7th Panzer Division. These are the bad boys, or however you want to look at your perspective. I guess we can just go down the line and go to all. Just do it this way. So a command unit, but this thing has pretty good armor, I guess. 2, a BTR, looking schmexy. I'm gonna try and hurry through this. Okay, here you go. You have an excellent BMP. I think that's kind of your go-to, right? For your middle lines. Excellent skills, pretty good range. 17 penetration. My gosh, this thing is a freaking beast. Then you got this bad boy all covered in chalk or whatever the hell that is. It's another poor unit, which is a shame. Which is a shame. This thing looks sexy as ever. Kind of looks like a China tank, honestly. Poor unit as well. Not too good of armor. Pretty much kind of looks like the Leonard, or the Leopard, I mean. Leonard. Another command unit. Also poor. Not the greatest armor, but can defend itself. So we're getting more tank. So I mean, like, honestly, with how cheap these are, I would use them. Wow, that thing looks good. Target range, not bad. KPZ, main battle tank. So these tanks are looking relatively poor. Pretty good penetration on this ground-to-ground missile, though. Not bad. We got this boy. He's another mediocre, but he has better armor. I like that. That looks pretty cool. You see inside. Not terrible, honestly. It looks pretty neat. I mean, these models are great. 18 penetration on the tank gun. And then you have pretty good range. Bad stealth, obviously. Normal optics. Better front armor, though. And these are kind of the same type, but they're just not a command unit. A little less on... or no, same penetration. Same armor. What's their accuracy at? All accuracy kind of in the 50s for their main. So not terribly accurate, but not horribly accurate. These kind of look the same, but they just kind of have like a ammo box. This one's a good unit though, so this one's good. Has a little bit more armor. Is the accuracy any different? Same accuracy though, but more armor. Small command unit. They do have an RPG though, so you could use those guys in the back lines. See how long they can last. a bigger unit, 11 units. Let's see what the... oh, look at that. Why did you join the dark side, Germans? Why? Good stealth. RPG units as well, another good one. I kind of like the Balaclava, or whatever the heck that's called. Good stealth as well. Good quality as well. 6 RPGs. Not terrible. Not great accuracy though. Wow. These guys aren't terrible. Not awful. They have 18 penetration, so these dudes could definitely do some damage. Have some infantry to support next to them. You can do some damage with that. Looking like, got some cool looking AKs. Not bad. Not bad at all. They're not very accurate though, which I mean makes sense because AKs aren't, you know. Now they're accurate. Depends on the shooter. 1 PKM. Oh cool, they brought in the PKM. Look at that. Wow. I mean, they probably have it on other units. Mediocre. Same thing, not very accurate. The PKM's more accurate, funnily enough. Whoa, so another flamethrower, 530 meter range. Very cool. Don't see the flamethrower though. It'd be cool if you could see it. But I mean, it's fine. Oh wait, is that it right here? No, is that? Doesn't look like a PKM, or it doesn't look like that either. I don't know what that is. Maybe that is the flamethrower. I don't know. Okay, anyways. It says it's an excellent unit. So that, I mean, they're large. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. You have 6 AKs, 1 PKM, and then an LPO, which is a flamethrower. So I mean, that's pretty cool. Use that and bring that infantry into forest, and then you'll be set. Poor command unit. Has okay armor. You know, nothing crazy. It looks good though. BRDM. Pretty neat. Not bad. Pretty good range. Not good stealth though. We have another recon unit here. They do have 6 RPGs, so that's pretty useful. So they can hold their own. Once again, we're really they're using that AK a lot. They're not accurate though, like at all. So you got to be careful with them. These guys have RPKs, which is awesome, and the RPKs are relatively accurate. They have exceptional stealth and very good optics. So looks like the recon isn't the strongest in here. So use that with how you will. And we have an excellent unit. So this is the recon unit you probably want to use. Not as they're like $5 units more, but then they have more people. And they have 6 RPGs, same thing, 2 RPKs, and they brought in the AK-7Us, which I'm sure this is in other units, but it's cool that they are using it too. Still not as accurate, but they're more accurate with the RPKs. Then we have another recon unit here, exceptional optics. So probably want to use these guys in the front lines, see how long they can live. And we have air defense. How strong are these guys going to be now, huh? How strong are they going to be? So they say mediocre, not mediocre optics, not very accurate, and they only have 3 of these missiles. Once they use those 3, they're gonna have to restock. So I don't anticipate those. You're gonna have to have units next to them. And then we got the Howitzer. Oh yeah, now that is sexy. I feel like I'm like in a toy aisle, just looking at army toys. They're poor, not very strong, horrible optics, but with artillery it doesn't really matter. It's pointless to say. Now that is a sexy looking weapon right there. Doesn't look like they have very good range, though. It's pretty cool looking. And they do have a medium machine gun to protect themselves, but I doubt they're going to see any type of shooting here. Got another BTR. Pretty cool looking. Now we're just looking at infantry fighting vehicles. Rate of fire 1,000, so they can rip apart with that PKT. And then they have the penetration of the tank guns. So these things can even fight tanks with 14 penetration and a rate of fire of 10. So they can do some damage, no doubt. These things can do some damage here, even though they say mediocre. 45% accuracy with a 17 penetration. You get a sight shot on that, bye-bye. Once again, useless, useless. Good stealth, not very accurate. They're probably going to miss. By the time they fire the helicopter, the plane will be gone. And we have a main battle tank. Poor. Not very good armor. You know how it is. KPZ T-72. Oh, cool. Look at that sucker. Do they have T-72s in other ones? I don't think so. I haven't seen a T-72 yet. That's sexy, though. 18 penetration. Mediocre optics. 45% accuracy. Their KBVT, their heavy machine gun, is obviously more accurate. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh no, another artillery. These things have 80? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So it says mediocre, but yeah, these things don't have a super long range compared to like an MLRS, but man, it's a cool looking unit though. So handle that with how you will. Supply unit, looking schmexy. Air defense, how are these guys? Mediocre, relatively accurate. They got an 8. Not bad. Supply cost 200. Wow. And now this thing is schmexy. Even though it's poor. This is an AT, so it's an anti-tank helicopter. But let's take a look. So it's got 4 SACLOs, so it's going to run out quick. Then you do have 128 of these. So these could do some damage. And then this does 16 penetration, so it can probably take out a tank of like an okay tank in one go around. But you're going to instantly have to send it back to refuel, which I mean that's kind of the balance of these things. Look at, oh my gosh, that is so freaking cool looking. Look at that, 32. Okay, technically 64 air-to-ground rockets, and this is a transport. That's a transport. This thing could like wreck. This thing could stand on its own, so send some units there, have it like fly around and do some damage. Goodness gracious. Same thing here. Oh my gosh. What is that math? 98? 96? Air-to-ground rockets? Just a better version? Not bad at all, dude. Oh my gosh, and this one is just a better version of that version. Another transport that has even more. And this is a good version, yeah. I mean, this thing will just melt people. That's going to be cool to see. Yeah, when they're bringing in the MiGs. So your air defense type 1. It's poor, but it looks cool. Obviously horrible armor. Only 1 penetration. Good optics, good agility. Pretty good range. Let's look at MiG. Another poor version. This is support, has an unguided bomb, 75% accuracy, so definitely not as good as you know, some of the other ones in the NATO side that have like 90% accuracy, but also same type of agility and optics. MiG 21, Another support one. Air to ground, 97% accuracy with this. 99% accuracy with this one. Looks like it's supposed to just kind of mess up your infantry units. We have an HE one, 88% accuracy. This is the one you want to send into the forest just to, you know, mess up some people. And then just a better version, or an anti-tank version, sorry. So 2 of these, and then 4 of these. Penetration 30. 30? That's like a one hit. If this thing's accurate and hits something, 50%, so it might miss one. But if it hits one, it's gonna at least mess it up pretty good. Then we have an infantry squad. They're mediocre. They do have 12 RPGs. So this is your anti-tank squad. Remember that. Panzerjäger, which is probably pretty easy to remember since, you know, their name is literally Panzerjäger. Another anti-tank. You got to be careful with this guy. If he gets caught, he's dead. But he does 20 penetration. Get this guy in the woods. Send him with these people. Have them hang out. And then just freaking wreck the side of tanks. I'm not looking forward to playing against that. Another transport that, you know, looking pretty schmexy if I have to say so myself. Now this is cool looking. An excellent anti-tank. 30 penetration. 50% accuracy as well. Very good agility, so good luck with the shitty AA we already have dodging this bad boy. Because you ain't going to be able to. Same with this one, 28. So this is your, not an anti-tank, but a seed. Very good. Good luck hitting this guy. You're not going to be able to. HE, very good agility as well. If you like your Air Force, just use these. Use the SUs. You'll be set. These things will just mess up infantry. Another cluster, 9 penetration. Also, all these SUs are going to have very good agility. Just absolutely ridiculous. You can kind of see the weapons change right here. It's pretty cool looking. And then you have your napalm, you know, just for some war crimes, you know. Another supply, just supply of 1750. Then a good old UAZ, if you want to just, you know, have your guys die. And then we have the W50. Another UAZ, which is excellent, has 14 penetration. Could use it. And then a really cool looking anti-air. Look at those guns. You know, humans are just very efficient at killing people. It's great, isn't it? Alright, so that's kind of the showcase. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I kind of went like 30 minutes, so I might make another video. I haven't decided. So if it cuts to another thing, then you'll see. But thank you all for watching. And I look forward to playing with these units, and I look forward to playing with some of y'all. See you in the next one.